Hey, it's Coach Reeves here again, and today's lesson is proving inverses. This is going to be kind of tricky. I need you to be patient. Watch all the steps, copy all the steps, but stay with me. I think we can do this, but you just got to be patient, okay? So let's look at this. I have two functions. First thing is I want to treat this as my letter y. Let's go here with black. Treat this as the letter y. Treat this as the letter y, okay? So we're going to copy these over side by side so we have more room to work. We're going to say that y equals 10 plus 2x over 5. We're going to copy this one and say that y equals 5x minus 10 over 2. There's our two functions. Now to prove that they're inverses, we're going to do something. We're going to ask you to take this entire piece and substitute it where this x is. We're going to ask you to substitute it right there. I know. Take a deep breath. We're all right. So look what we have. We're going to say 10 plus 2 times something we're going to sub divided by 5. Now remember, we're going to take this entire piece and we're going to put it inside the parentheses. That's what we're going to put here. So we're going to come in and we're going to say 5x minus 10 divided by 2. Look what we have here. Since the 2 is next to the parentheses, this is multiplication. And look what's going to happen to these 2's once it's multiplication. These 2's will cancel each other out. And when they cancel each other out, I will be left with 10 plus 5x minus 10 over 5. Let's move this up a little bit. Now look what you have. If we have a positive 10, we have a negative 10. These two will cancel each other out. That leaves us with 5x divided by 5. What's going to happen to those 5's? Those 5's are going to reduce, and that's only going to leave us with an x. That's good. That's our goal. We want everything to disappear, everything to cancel, so that we're only left with the letter x. Okay? So let's go do the other side. This time, I'm going to ask you to take all of this entire piece, and I'm going to ask you to put it where this x is. We're going to take this, and we're going to substitute it over there. Let's take a look at it. This says 5 times something minus 10 divided by 2. What did we say we were going to put inside this parentheses? This entire piece. We got it. 10 plus 2x divided by 5. Same thing that happened with the 2's. Look what's about to happen to the 5's. The 5's are going to cancel. And what will that leave us with? That's going to leave us with 10 plus 2x minus 10 divided by 2. Looks a lot like the previous side. I have a positive 10. I have a negative 10. These two will cancel each other out. I'm left with 2x divided by 2. The 2's are going to cancel, and I'm left with an x. This one side ended up with an x. That side ended up with an x. That's what we're looking for. When this happens, we would say, yes, they are inverses of each other. All right, let's go look at one that's a no, okay? But remember, our goal is if we can get it down to x and x. That would be a yes, okay? So we're going to put in, these are our y's. We're going to change these to y's. We're going to copy them side by side. We're going to say that y equals 2 plus 2 over 3x. This function or this equation is going to be y equals negative 2x minus 4. We said that we were going to ask you to take this piece and we were going to ask you to substitute it right there. We're going to take this and sub it in right there. So what would this look like? This would look like 2 plus 2/3 times somebody. Who are we going to put in that parentheses? We're going to put this in that parentheses right here. So we're going to say minus 2x minus 4. I know it's fractions, but you can still do this. I'm going to have 2. But when I multiply, look what happens when I multiply. I'm going to say a positive times a negative is a negative. We're going to say 2 times 2 is 4 over 3, and here's an x. We also have to take it to the back end. So we're going to say a positive times a negative is a negative. 2 times negative 4 is 8. There's our 8. Over 3. I need you to look at this. Look at my 2. Look at my minus 8/3. They're not going to cancel each other out. I'm not going to be able to get rid of anything to where I'm left with the letter x. So right now, this is not looking good. Okay? This right so far, I'm going to tell you that this is not good. Whoopsies. All right. So we're going to try it over here, see if this gets any better. Okay? So what this says over here is we're going to take this piece, all of this, and I'm going to ask you to substitute it for that variable. We're going to take it, we're going to put it right there. We're going to say negative 2 times somebody minus 4. What are we going to put inside our parentheses? We're going to put all of this. 2 plus 2/3 x. We're going to distribute. We're going to say negative 2 times 2. Negative 2 times 2 is a negative 4. We're going to distribute over here, and we're going to say a negative times a positive is a negative 4 over 3x. And then we're going to subtract 4. And when I combine like terms, when I combine the like terms of negative 4 and negative 4, I get negative 8 minus 4/3 x. These may look similar. They may even be the same. But is it what we wanted them to be? Did they end up reducing to x and x? And that is a no. So if they do not reduce down to x and x, we would write no. They are not inverses of each other. Okay? Let's try one more example. Put our y's here. We're going to say that y equals 5 over 2x plus 15 over 2. Y equals negative 3 plus 2/5 x. negative 3 plus 2 over 5x. What did we ask ourselves to do? We said we were going to take this piece and we're going to ask you to put it right here. Okay, next step, we're going to say 5 over 2 times whatever that piece is, and we're going to go plus 15 over 2. So inside our parentheses, we're going to copy this, and we're going to put it right here. We're going to say negative 3 plus 2 over 5x. So we're going to do some distributive property. We're going to multiply right here. Positive times a negative is a negative. 5 times negative 3 is 15 over 2. Take it to the back end. A positive times a positive is a positive. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10. There's my x. Plus 15 over 2. Look what you have. Look at your numbers. Okay, I have a negative 15 over 2. I have a positive 15 over 2. What's going to happen is those are going to cancel each other out. What am I left with? 10 over 10. This also cancels, and I'm left with an x. That's a good sign, right? Okay, let's see if it keeps going that way. So we're going to come over here, and I'm going to ask you to take this and substitute it over here. Take it all the way over there and substitute it where that x is. So we're going to say negative 3 plus 2 over 5 times something. Remember, what are we going to put in this parenthesis? We're going to take this entire chunk and put it right here in the parentheses. We're going to say 5 over 2x plus 15 over 2. Some of you may have a phobia of fractions, but if you take it one step at a time, take small bites, you're going to be fine. So we have negative 3. Positive times a positive is going to stay a positive. 2 times 5 is 10. We're going to multiply here. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 2 is 10. X. We go to the back. We multiply in the back. We're going to say 2 times 15. 2 times 15 is 30. At the bottom, 5 times 2 is 10. So let's think about what we have. I have negative 3. I have 10 over 10. What's going to happen with those 10s? The same thing happened here. They're going to cancel. That's going to leave me with negative 3 plus just the x. And what is 30 divided by 10? 30 divided by 10 is 3. I have a negative 3. I have a positive 3. These will cancel, leaving me with an x. And that's our goal. Our goal was to be left with the x's, and in this situation, we would end up with, yes, they are inverses of each other. Okay? Now, I have done 3 odd problems. I want you to attempt the evens. I totally expect you to get confused and get stuck, because this is new material. And it's okay if you get stuck. All right? Just ask questions. We've stretched this out to 2 days, so you'll have time. It's okay. We're going to fix it. All right? But see what you can do. Try the evens, and then email us or Zoom us or talk to us and see what we can do to fix it. All right. Good luck.